You smiling, sir? Good evening.
Testing, 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 testing. I just heard my phone. Hello, 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 hello. I just heard my phone going off. So I'll advise those of you who have phones to put it on vibrate. Um, we're going to be dragging our feet a bit. It's not that we're punishing those who are on time, but let's utilize the moment a few moments to get some food in your system so we can allow a few others to be here to join us. Is that good? Okay. So please help yourself. There's a few things that you can mention. Okay. Listen. Please be seated for me, please. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the city of Lauderdale. And let me just commend those of you who got here on time. And again, there should be no punishment to be on time. However, we delayed a bit because, in preparing meetings like this, even within the city, there's so much going on. And even in attempting to coordinate with the other cities, we do know that every time you set a date, there's always something happening. So even within our city, there are folks who had other meetings and we were just dragging our feet a little so we could get their full attention. However, this meeting is about FIFA 2026. And before we dig into the issues in regards to FIFA 2026, let me utilize the opportunity to hear the names and attach them to the faces. So what I'll attempt to do, can someone help me here please quickly with that mic? Okay, so
champion, right bench warmer. Good evening, my name is John T. Hudson, Commissioner in the City of Lauderdale. Kenny Hobbs, City Manager, City of Lauderdale.
That's it.
Robertson Green, Pastor, and many more, but I'll just stick with Pastor for today.
Again, welcome. The intent of this gathering is it's not a City of Lauderdale issue, but we were blessed by the hosting committee in Miami to request that we try to motivate Broward County and try to get as many cities on board. There's no blueprint in terms of how we're going to move forward. That's why we're here today, tonight. So the intent is not to tell you, is to interact with you to determine what's the best approach that as a collective we should take. Let me point out also that there is sometimes a confusion in which we're not here representing FIFA. FIFA is a huge organization that can represent themselves. And their duty is to ensure the tournament. We are trying to maximize the opportunity in South Florida that we can get out of this month of activities. So I know there are times people will say, so what FIFA going to do? I would turn it around to say what we are going to do for ourselves to ensure that we get a little piece of this. Do we understand? So we are not here to shake the tree down. We are here to plan and to maximize the opportunity. So briefly in this gathering, we're going to have a short presentation, and the rest of it is going to be interaction of how we move forward. Okay? That's good. So I'm going to do a brief presentation overall, and I'm going to ask the President of the Chamber to add to it in terms of directly the impact it will have on businesses. So that's the format the presentation will be. So before we start the presentation, for those of you who probably heard about the World Cup, it's the largest sporting activities in the entire world. There is probably no country on the planet that is not involved with soccer. And hence, every 4 years, there's a tournament. And the tournament moves around globally. And therefore, at this point, we are extremely blessed. And why we need to maximize this opportunity, that we may not see this for another 4 or 5 decades in this region. So more than anything else, we need to ensure that we take a hold on it while it's here and to make history. And especially, and I always like to talk about those who are getting older, this may be your last trip. So, and including myself, I want to make sure that I experience as much of it as possible. Okay. So, according to the experts, they are anticipating over 700,000 people not in Florida coming to Florida. With that, there are also, and these figures are very conservative, 1.3 billion plus dollars that will be coming in South Florida. The economic impact, they will be, and when I said they, we're now talking about FIFA, will be employing over 10,000 individuals just for the tournament. Okay, so those of you who have those sort of skill, I don't, can position yourself hopefully to get some of those dollars. Now, the games will be held in 3 countries: United States, Mexico, and Canada. 11 cities in the United States will be having games, including Miami. Now, we're in Broward, but we're blessed. It's Miami. It's South Florida. So let's use the word South Florida. In Canada, there will be 2 cities. In Mexico, 3 cities. But our focus for this meeting will be in regards to South Florida, Miami. The name of the stadium, oh sorry, I was told that when I'm presenting this, I should. See, I'm very obedient. I should put on the FIFA scarf. Okay. So, in South Florida, we'll be having 7 games. And it's going to be, and I should be saying it, Hard Rock Stadium, but that's the last time you're going to use that word, because the sponsors of the event decide that it's going to be Miami Stadium. But it's the same stadium, but we have to say Miami Stadium. Okay? We will be having 7 games, and one of those games will be, well, quarterfinal, and the third place, the bronze medal, will be played here in South Florida. What it means for this city and for this county is that although the games are going to be 9, there are 4 counties that are involved in South Florida: West Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami. And what's the other one? Monroe, yeah. So we are focusing on Broward. The excitement is in Miami, but they want us to get a little piece of it. But we're going to take more than a little piece. We're going to take a lot. So Broward is close to Miami, and therefore we're going to make sure that we are part of this thing. We're going to provide you with this information as far as some of the suppliers that can benefit from these activities. So you will be provided with all this detail. Now, as I mentioned before, those are the 3 counties in South Florida that will be directly impacted. And when I say directly impacted, there are folks who are going to be directly in Dade County. However, Dade County, it cannot absorb the extent of this tournament, and therefore teams may decide to be staying in Broward. people who are coming from Europe, wherever, will decide where they want to stay to go to the game. But in addition to that, most of us, or most of them, may not get in the stadium. The stadium, I think, holds 60,000. And how it works is that countries throughout the world will have access to tickets. And therefore, the stadium will not be able to absorb all of us who want to get in the stadium. So what that means, that there will be watch parties, and therefore the business, which we'll talk about a little bit more, will benefit by having the ability for hundreds of us to be watching the games locally. Okay, so that's what we are about, to make sure that that's one avenue that will be exploited. Of course, the impact on the games. Let's take the spectators out. Let's take the appreciation for the game out. Is that anytime you have any global sports, it has an impact directly on the community in terms of the development of the sports. Soccer in the United States is one of the fastest growing youth program in the United States, which means that the tournament may double the participation of youngsters playing soccer. How that is relevant to us, especially those of you who are coming from various cities, and that's why we extend the invitation to the recreation departments, is that now you need to position yourself to utilize this moment to jumpstart or to expand on your programs within your cities. And those of you who have those kids that didn't want to play, trust me, after this they're going to play. Okay, so that is one aspect of it. The other aspect which the chamber will be speaking about is the economic aspect of it. It's going to bring in money, a lot of money. So we're not talking about enjoying the sports now. We're talking about presenting ourselves, positioning ourselves to ensure that the dollars don't just fly past us, that we can get some of those dollars. Essentially, that's why we're here. These are some of the items that you can get from FIFA, but we are trying to get, as we get closer to the tournament, how local vendors can do their own little thing in the correct way, and make sure that some of you can create your own flags and whatever, so you can make some money. Okay? So, essentially, call to action and lead, that is exactly what we're doing here. We are hoping that, one, in a very collective way in Broward County. In fact, I just was on the phone two weeks ago where the folks in Miami have made a tremendous move in terms of the county. Miami-Dade County is now fully on board, and which means financing, because it comes back to the county, and also the city of Miami. Huge move. They are yet to break through with Broward County. It's a whole mess. I don't know how they're going to do it, but Broward County so far has not yet, and I'm talking about the county government, I'm not talking about us. But we have no control over what the county does. we are going to take the lead. And it's each city that is represented here, or better words, each city in Broward County will, as a unit, we can do things together. But there are also the possibilities that within your own city, you can design what works for you. So we're not here to decide what we do in Lauderhill is what we think will benefit the city of Lauderhill. You have to assess within your own city what you can do and the businesses that are there that will benefit from this opportunity. However, there are things in a very collective way that all of us can do. We're in Lauderhill. Should I tell them that in Lauderhill we're planning to make a little video and try to make sure it gets to China, to the rest of the world, so when they come, they know exactly where to go. So I suggest, so we can do it by cities, and we can do it in a very collective way. I lighten some of the attractions, restaurants, you name it. We in Lauderdale, we're fortunate, we have a cricket stadium. We can sell that. I don't know what Sunrise is going to sell. But you have a lot to say, I know. But on all seriousness, we can do things as a group, and we can do things identifying unique qualities in your various cities that you can maximize. Move on. And it's known, can you go back to that one? There's a host committee, and Jennifer Roach is the person that is responsible to reaching out to the community. She's the person that we're meeting with, and she will be attending meetings when we have it here. And it's focused on Miami because that's where the games are, but they recognize the importance of dealing with Broward and also Palm Beach County. That's it. So, just say a few words in regards to specific, because you're the business mind. I have no idea about business.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Again, here on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, and as Commissioner Campbell said, I'm going to reiterate some of what he said earlier. This is a historic opportunity for our area because there's no doubt that Miami will not be able to absorb the number of visitors that are expected as a part of this World Cup. And what we are looking to do here is to connect the dots for a lot of folks. We have our chamber meetings and everyone's excited about the idea of FIFA and working with FIFA, but they're not quite sure how to put the pieces together as it relates to their own business. So one of the things that we're doing here as a chamber and working with our city and hopefully with the other cities that are here is coming up with the strategies to help people connect the dots. We had a meeting this morning and someone was asking, well, how do I get involved? We're talking to them about logistics. We're talking about short-term rentals. There's the obvious watch parties and stuff like that, but there are also opportunities to brand areas, create soccer villages, host tournaments, just different things, all of which we already do in our area. We'll just be looking to build it out under that brand. So we in the chamber are working on building out our committee, our host committee. It's not a part of FIFA, but it's an initiative that we're looking to work with and to build out to make sure that our businesses have the resources that they need. Because a lot of times what happens is that we wait too late to get started, and by the time the opportunity arrives, we don't have enough time to prepare and we can't take advantage of it. So this could be a very big opportunity for a lot of industries, a lot of folks, printing, just other things beyond the obvious. So we're hoping that you will engage with the chamber, engage with us, and let us put together, volunteer to be a part of our committee as we work with the city and work with other cities to explore how we position this area, this county, to be able to put our businesses in places where they can take advantage of what is, as Commissioner Campbell so clearly said, a historic occasion. There are not going to be a lot of opportunities for us to see a World Cup in our area, in our neighborhoods for quite some while.
You can use the word old.
No, I don't use the word old. That might be your word. We're seasoned. We're not old. So, but yeah, I think this could be a really big opportunity, and I want to just make sure that as many of us, you don't have to be in Lauderhill, you don't have to be a part of the chamber. This is an economic movement that can impact Broward County as a whole. So I invite you to give me your information so we can reach out to you and get you on board as we start to build out what this whole opportunity is going to look like and how you and your business and your community can participate. So thank you for coming and thank you for your participation.
Before we move on to the most important part is to interact with you, and it is us that will be doing this. We're just facilitating the start of this whole process. So don't look at me and think I have the answers. I don't. We are going to interact and we are going to determine how we move forward. But before we do that, let me give our former city commissioner and former mayor and county commissioner. He has been extremely supportive of sports in general. So we're just going to give him two minutes.
Well, good evening. It's about the money. When we built Central Broad Regional Park, yes, we enjoyed the sport, but at the end of the day, we have to look at the dollars. This is bringing dollars to our community. We must take advantage of it. In terms of Broward County's engagement, you know, I'm not at the county anymore, but you're still picking on me, right? But a little bit of what I've been told. There was some negotiation with sponsorship of the event, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau felt that since it was centralized in Miami, that we shouldn't carry as much burden as Miami does. So the amount of money that was asked was not given. I think there might be still negotiation going on. But certainly, we're engaged in that. And we actually hope to have the folks from FIFA at Florida's International Trade and Cultural Expo. Tell me who here knows about FITSI? Wow, beautiful. So if you don't know about FITSI, write this down. FITCEXPO.com. FITCEXPO.com. FITSI. I started this 10 years ago. And it is now the largest international trade and cultural event in Southeast United States of America. Because of that effort, the county won an award in 2019 for our assistance to our businesses to sell more goods and services from American companies to the rest of the world. And it certainly has had a great impact. October 22nd, 23rd, full day. If you have not registered to be there, you ought to be there. In fact, when I started, Lauderhill Chamber of Commerce was one of the main partners that I chose to be a part of it. I looked back at some of the old emails that we sent out, and certainly representation from the chamber was a part of this event. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into politics, but we can't upset people around the world and expect that they're gonna buy our stuff. That's why we have FITSE to build that relationship. And Richard, I'll work with you to reach out to the other cities as I've started to get them engaged. And let me give them a round of applause for doing this, guys. Okay? There's no other city in Broward County that's doing this. Anybody know of any? No. Okay, I'm out there a lot. No other city is doing this. This is taking a leadership role, taking an initiative to ensure that you're partnering with your Chamber of Commerce, with the city and the city staff and elected officials are engaged. You gotta give them not a big round of applause. I don't think they heard you before. I'm off to another meeting on the east side of town, Richard, so, and commissioners, and city manager, parks director, president, board of the chamber, thank you for doing this, because it's a big deal to make sure that we are looking to see how we can expand opportunity for our people. Okay. Let's go into the section that I think is important for this gathering. Q&A, question and answers, or rather discussions. There's a mic here.
I have a question. I'll be
Oh,
very
you don't need a mic.
I do not need a
Yeah,
mic.
okay.
We have a lot of manufacturers in our town, and they do a lot of the hats.
Where are you from?
Pembroke Park. And they manufacture a lot of hats and shirts and all kind of paraphernalia. Do our manufacturers and salespeople have to have authorizations and licenses from FIFA, to use the word FIFA or the word World Cup, to put on their stuff? Do they have to get license and authorization to sell that?
Okay. Very good question. We are waiting on guidance from FIFA to determine the do's and the don'ts. But I can assure you that there's a lot that can be done. But hold it for the time being until we get the right guidance. But it's not unusual that local folks do produce their own thing. But I don't want to stand here and tell you go ahead. We'll be
They
talking.
also get sued. They also get sued if they use it without authorization, so I didn't know what the.
Yeah, but we'll get it correct, and it's going to be okay. This is not a new concept. Wherever major sports are, you have local folks that do their stuff. But it's early for us to say exactly what can be done and what can't be done. Okay?
Question. I heard you talk about Broward County negotiating with FIFA on participating in the activity at Dave. What if the county invested in the cities in Broward and the money came this way to help support what the county's doing in relation to FIFA?
And let's qualify something here. It is not FIFA that is negotiating with the country.
Okay.
It's
So
the
it's Miami.
host
It's
committee,
the host committee, which is Miami.
separate. That is negotiating this. Now, I'm not privileged to the extent to where we are now, but in negotiation, obviously, if the county is going to place X amount of money on the table, they would want to know that it is spent in the county. So I think that should be part of the discussion, but I'm not sure what is happening at this point in time. I'm leaving them to do the negotiation, and we can go ahead and do what we need to do.
The reason I asked,
Yeah.
in 1999, I was the minority business director for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you had Dave Broward and Palm Beach having to put money in as a South Florida committee.
Yeah.
you're looking at 60, 40, and 20. That was the equitable distribution at that time. A lot of the events always were in Dade County. The negotiation with the county, Broward County, was to have some activity related to Super Bowl in Broward County. That was the week of Super Bowl, not Super Bowl activity. All of those vendors, they're gonna tie it to the game and things in relation. Now, is the county gonna do some activities the week of? Because that's the window for the cities and the communities to make the money. Things like with merchandising. I was a part of the NFL. They had to do the official license to access any merchandise. They had access in the hotels. So at that time, it went from Nike to, we had Reebok. Reebok was bought out by Nike. So what we did and what we did for that year, we called it the big game. We didn't touch Super Bowl, we didn't touch Super or anything related to it. So vendors had a chance to get their stuff out, product, and make money. Because they're gonna wait until February, March for an answer. It's too late if you're gonna do those types of things.
Okay. So exactly what you're saying, make it more important for us to have this meeting and discussion. You're going to be valuable in interacting with us. Why? There's no difference between Super Bowl and soccer. It's the same thing. So the experience that you're bringing to us, we need it.
I'm in the city of Deerfield, our city.
Regardless where you are, you're going to bring those experiences to all of us, and we can share it within our individual city. In addition to that, that's why we need to be proactive and not reactive, which means that now we have seen that before. We're saying we're stepping forward and we're going to make sure that we're counted. Okay?
I have two other points. I don't
Okay. Yeah, no. That's why you're here. That's why you're here.
Monopolize the meeting.
Yeah. You can make them quickly, but.
Yes, I will make it quickly. The reality is ice. You have ice. You have all of this stuff. You can say in brand marketing in Broward County, we're safe. We're going to bring them to the community. Now, everybody around the world
We're
is
going to
going
bring
to
what to the
answer
community?
safety.
Okay.
That's going to be huge. I wouldn't go to Dade. I wouldn't spend my money. I wouldn't do that. I want to bring my family and do things in Broward. That's the selling piece. Now, the other point is collectively, we get out in front and market that with video. You will be able to see what the NFL is going to do right now with all the stuff, and it's going to be interesting to see how they determine, because I know firsthand they have the best security for the games. Olympic villages, they have the safety around there. Looking at FIFA, they're going to probably do the same thing, but we're away from the game. Tell the world, tell the Broward, you still have access to go to the game if you have a ticket to go to the game. But you make your money, that we can do it that way.
And that is important, that in our presentation to the world, we have to give or encourage folks why they should stay in Broward and not get caught up in the traffic environment. So as we move forward, this is a collective discussion that is necessary, because you are coming with different experience, other folks are coming, and together, hopefully we can come with a plan that makes us effective, and the earlier we start, is the better we are prepared, okay?
Hey, one of the things he just mentioned, I'm thinking of the campaign, and it's good we have several cities here where, in the same way it's a World Cup, we can talk about Broward's version of what that World Cup looks like, where you get different cities that's sitting like right here and just showing that different aspect. I already came up with the campaign. I'm not gonna say the name so that, it's taken away. But a simple one, we are FIFA ready. And if you get that going, even if we pitch it to the county, and then the county then pitches it to them, this could be used to where we are showcasing the diversity we have here in Broward. Because that's one other thing is Broward, we don't have an identity truly yet in the South Florida region the way Miami does, and even Palm Beach. Palm Beach has an identity more than we do. So if we come with this soccer, this football, and we show the different, you got Plantation, Sunrise has a bunch of soccer fields, and show the diversity of what we each have to offer with a soccer ball, I think that'll look good in any facet we put it together.
Well, you're correct. No doubt we have to get some photographs of our programs and our fields and what we do have to offer, and some of our local hotels and mom and pop movement and restaurants. It's not that Miami is not diverse also, but Broward is very diverse. And part of our collective efforts, we are going to be targeting different groups, which means that the Latin face we have to utilize. My brothers and sisters from Haiti, we have to utilize your face. And as I mentioned that I'm from Jamaica, and we have 6 points. We need another 6 points. Haiti, I know in your group you're struggling, but I don't want to punch anyone at this point. But as I mentioned December 30th is when they're going to have the draw. And Dade is planning their big watch party. We have to outdo them. We can do it in several cities, as well as we can try to do a big bash. And today the discussions we are having, it's difficult because there's a lot we do not know. We do not know who will, apart from the United States, Mexico and Canada, they are in because they are the host countries. So they don't have to qualify. We do not know exactly the other teams that will be in. I think in the, South America, I think Argentina, based on their point standing, is in. Ecuador is in. So not only do we not know who will be in, we do not know what teams will be playing in South Florida. So come December 13th, we'll be better positioned to know how we market and to what we're trying to achieve based on the teams that will be playing here and the groups. Therefore, if we have all European teams playing in South Florida, then which market are we going to target? Europe. Okay. If the teams are Latin, we have to target them because we know there will be thousands of folks coming from the Latin American countries to here. So there's a lot, but even the things we don't know, we have enough to start planning. Okay? Any other question?
Do we plan to do a kind of park and ride situation for the games? Like a central area you can park and then go into a bus and go to the game.
A good question, but when you say we, that's why we are here. We are opening the eyes of the various businesses in the county. So they are going to position themselves. We are not necessarily going to do it for them. We're going to feed them with as much information and encourage them to organize themselves, get the relevant documentation. And we do have some of that information already. So, but we're going to pass this on to the chamber and the rest of the city, whichever way is best for you to pass on those information, so people can begin to position themselves, to organize themselves. If they make $100 million, it's going to them, not to us. But we're going to give them the information so they can, how we benefit, hopefully they spend back some of those monies in the community. Yeah.
I don't see Ms. Sharon, but I know she spoke about a committee earlier. And when she said that we're forming a committee. Yes. I say I don't see Ms. Sharon, but I know she spoke of a committee earlier. And when she said that we were forming a committee, I wasn't clear on who the we is. Is it the chamber that she's speaking of, or is it everyone in this room? I think it'll make sense to help clarify that so we can kind of understand where I know you're saying that we as Broward, we as cities should work together, but is there going to be a formal committee that individuals from the various cities can sit on and plan and collaborate as we move forward?
We're definitely, you guys do me a favor, have 3 signing papers there and label one business committee, and the second one is recreation committee, and the third one is PR committee. So I'm proposing that we start with 3 committees, and people here who you know your skill, I would encourage you to put your names on those committees. So those committees can independently begin to meet and come up with ideas how we can move forward. So all of you here do have a chance to be on one of those committees, and you can have your separate meetings. So when we have the collective meeting, you can give us a feedback in regards to what you are proposing. Wait.
And again, should we have a 4th committee, and I'm asking for municipalities, so that we can collectively work together as cities to see how we can benefit at least the cities that are willing to participate, because every city may not participate, but for the ones that are willing to participate, that we can, because what we're collaborating on may be different than what the businesses are collaborating on. Not saying that we may.
You mean as a government?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
as a government body.
Okay. Can you have a 4th paper there for city?
Municipalities.
Yes. And what I'll suggest that the elected officials that are here representing your city, you can put your name there and you can organize yourself in your respective cities, and then when we have an idea who you are, then in a collective way, the cities directly can communicate to see, and Mr. City Manager, are you saying that the cities are going to pump some money in this?
I wasn't necessarily saying.
Okay. I don't like to put my city on the spot, so I was just trying to.
We can collaborate.
So, Commissioner, one of the things that the chamber has is we have some flyers with some QR codes. If you scan the QR code, we'll be able to collect your information, and then you'll be on our mailing list.
There you go.
So the chamber is going to be passing out the flyer with a QR code. If you scan the QR code, that will give you an opportunity to fill out the form. That puts you on our mailing list so that we can reach out to you and we can start the conversation as to what's available and what the committees are, and you can actually stay in the loop as to what the plans are as we move the agenda forward. So I'm going to be passing that out right now.
Commissioner Richard, you said business, PR, municipalities. What's the other one?
PR.
We have recreation. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Can you just, you have all our email
He
addresses.
doesn't need the mic, remember, he told you.
I don't think it's necessary. That PowerPoint, can you email that to all of us? We all have our email addresses on your sign-in sheet. Can you email us that PowerPoint?
Okay. Let me just say to you, we want you to have everything. So when we get that's why we're here and we're sharing contacts. So when we get things, we are going to pump it on you, okay? So yes, you can.
So you will email that to each of us?
Yes.
Great.
And wait, before you say, and what it allows you to do in your respective cities and department and so on, you can make your own presentation. You with me? Yeah.
Can anyone join the committee, or you have to be a member of the chamber?
Repeat.
Can anyone join you have to be a chamber member to be in the committee? No,
Okay.
committees.
Okay. There is the chamber, and there are cities, and there are other organizations. We're coming together. If you want to join the chamber, you join the chamber. This is only essentially for the preparation for 2026 World Cup. So you can participate if you so desire. Even if you're not a chamberman, and even if you don't live in Lauderdale, but if you want to come over, you can come to Lauderdale. Okay? Are there any other questions?
For those of you who are familiar with Lauderdale, we have a term that we use quite frequently, which is one Lauderdale. And I think now that we have all the rest of the cities in here, call it one Broward County. There's going to be millions of people attending this event, and Miami-Dade can't handle it. So we have to put ourselves in a way that we are there to pick up what we need to pick up and benefit from the World Cup. There's simple things as game day events with the cities. We can decide whether 2 cities are doing it or 1 city, and just put on a show that people don't leave here and say, you know what, when we come back, we'll remember Broward County. That's the important thing. All right?
Keith, I'm glad you mentioned 2 points here. One, as soon as we establish the PR committee, it is clear that some people are anxious to get their branding. Is that the correct word? So we're going to ask folks to give us some ideas of branding, and in a collective way, because you had a little cute one there, okay, and Keith just presented one, and others may have something else. So we're going to look at all the possible branding, and that we don't have to get attorney's advice on. We're branding whole community, so we can brand it any way we want. Okay, so the PR committee will take up that issue, organize the possibility of branding Broward, and we take it from there. The second part of it is that in a collective way, I had about 4 weeks ago on Zoom met with quite a few of the recreation departments. And part of what I will be proposing is that in January, for the past 11, 12 years, we have what is known as the Youth Classic here in the city of Lauderdale. And that is a 5-day tournament for college purpose. And the final will be, the proposed final will be on the 18th of January. There will be a discussion with the recreation department if prior to the final we can have kids from various cities coming out, have a quick clinic, try to get some juicy big names to just step out on the field, and that is going to be tremendous for young kids as coaches. So we hopefully, Lenny, you can help with that. Get a few name coach just to walk out on the field, and you will not understand the impact those small things have on the lives of young people. Right? A Beckham walking out there and shaking their hands, or a coach that they see on TV tell them how to kick a ball. So those are some of the things that we can maximize during this period of time to benefit our youngsters. So we'll be having more discussion in regards to with the various recreational departments. So we're going to do it as a collective thing for the youngsters, and we're going to make them feel good. Okay? Any other question? Now, it has been a long night, and I personally am thrilled with the short notice. Some people just told me that they heard about this today. But now that we're going to have a PR committee, and we're going to have committees, the pressure will not be on me. The pressure is now on us to make this work. I just gave it a little kick, but the rest of it is going to be a collective effort. And I'm excited. I think we can make it happen. And we will make it happen. And Broward County is going to be counted. And we are not going to wait for Dade to allow us to be counted. We are going to force our way and make sure that they see us. And they probably want to move the game up here. I don't know. Let's see. Okay? It was a pleasure interacting with you tonight. And I don't know, Mr. City Manager, on behalf of the city, do you have anything special? And let me apologize for the mayor. Each time we plan something, there is 5 other things in the city, and she was not able to be here. But her spirit is here, and her, she constantly show off, that her son plays soccer. I mean, every minute she gets a chance. Joshua. So she's pulling this thing, and of course, let me not take away from the mayor of North Lauderdale. He's a bragger because his son is a forward and is playing also. So we do have personal interest in making sure this thing works. And as a collective, we have, thank you for coming, and may God bless all of you.
Yeah.